the word. Jeremiah, 7th chapter, and let's begin reading at the first verse. The word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, stand in the gate of the Lord's house and proclaim there this word, and say, hear the word of the Lord, all you of Judah, who enter into these gates to worship the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, amend your ways and your doings. I will cause you to dwell in this place. Do not trust in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these. If you thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor, if you do not oppress the strangers, the fatherless, and the widows, and do not shed innocent blood in this place, or walk after other gods to your hurt, then I will cause you to dwell in this place in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever. Behold, you trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will you steal, murder, commit adultery, swear falsely, burn incense to Baal, and walk after other gods whom you do not know, and then come and stand before me in this house which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations? Hath this house then which is called by my name become a den of thieves in your eyes? Behold, even I have seen it, saith the Lord. But go down to my place which was in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it because of the wickedness of the people of Israel. And now, because you have done all these works, saith the Lord, I spoke to you, rising up early and speaking, but you did not hear me. I called to you, but you did not answer. Therefore, I will do to the house which is called by my name, in which you trust, and to this place which I gave to you and your fathers, as I've done to Shiloh. And I will cast you out of my sight. And as I've cast out all your brethren, the whole posterity of Ephraim. My message today, amend your ways. And the purpose of the message is to attack the complacency and the idea of pseudo-perfection, Phariseeism, dealing with holy habits without coming to an end. I'm talking about the people who are untouchables, that have never had a real worship experience that brings about transformation. The metamorphosis, the present participle, the aorist tense, something that happened that continued to affect the change.
Yes, sir.
I'm not talking about religiosity that gives you an opium and a hallucinatory drug to exempt you from the reality of trouble. I'm talking about having an experience that will change you from that which is weak to that which is strong.
Thank you, Jesus.
You ought to get tired of being a recidivist, constantly falling from a healthy condition to an unhealthy condition, and using grace as a license to perform those abominations that you said you were delivered from.
My God.
And then Joshua 24:20 says, after I've done you good, and you turn around and worship another God, whether it be the God of Minerva, which is education, whether it be the God of Brutus, which is the God of the vine, It could be the God of mammon, money. Whatever you substitute for God or instead of God is anti-God and anti-Christ. So amend your ways. Change for the better. Change for the better. A man had a parrot in the window of his pet shop, and a couple was walking by, and the parrot was talking, and the parrot said, "Bah, ugly woman." "Bah, ugly woman." The man said, he went inside the shop and said, "Listen, this parrot is rude. He called my wife ugly, and you better do something about it." So the owner balled up some newspaper, opened up the cage, and whipped the parrot, feathers flying everywhere, and his wing was in a sling, and bandaged up, and they put him back in the window. So now behave yourself. So that same couple was coming by. The parrot said, "I might be hurt, but I still got to tell the truth. I might be hurt, but I'm going to take a chance." He said, "Bah, nothing changed. Bah, nothing changed." When I look at some of these church people, they've been in church for X amount of years, and there's no conspicuous change. People who used to switch when you came in there, you're still switching. Folks who used to fornicate, still doing it. Let me give you this. The recidivism of the church is damaging to the witness.
Yes, it is.
The world needs to see somebody who is resolved and who has an intoxicating experience that transforms, that the world can get a vicarious experience from you. They need to see your good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven. Now, you're not saved by good works, but you are, listen, if you are saved, you're going to have it. Because if any man be in Christ is a new creature, and old things are passed away, and the metamorphosis continues. You know, I'm so glad that God cut me from my lower animalistic desires.
Amen. Amen.
And being free from sin means I'm no longer a slave to it.
Amen.
Now, in the Latin, you have non posse, non vicare. That means not able not to sin. You couldn't help yourself. And you're in a bad condition where there's something driving you, where you can't sleep at night. You got to have it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amen.
Can't rest.
Amen.
And then what it is that before you got saved, you were a slave to sin. I know when I was out there, I said I wasn't going to drink, not going to fight, whatever. But every weekend I was drinking and fighting.
I know that's right.
But I didn't have